Until quite recently, I was thoroughly convinced that there were no existing pictures of me as a teenager. I thought they were all lost. But not only are there pictures of me as like an awkward scene teenager, there's a buttload of audio and video of me apparently being really fucking talented at playing the piano. I fully forgot that I used to sit there for hours and hours on end and write fucking music. What? What is that about? Turns out there is a dusty old hard drive that's been sitting at my parents' place for the last, 15 years that has everything on it. Didn't know this existed, but I dug through this hard drive and had this incredible experience of not just reconnecting with my teen self, who was super awkward and miserable, but the piano playing is actually quite mind-boggling to me, because I thought I was rubbish. Not only did I not think that I was very good at it, but I didn't realize that I had written so much music. Anyway, now that I'm old, it's very disappointing that I can't play the piano in this same way anymore, and that I can't remember how to play these songs, and that I never named these songs or professionally recorded them or did anything with them. It's really disappointing. So what I would really love to do is remember. I want to play the piano again. I want to play. I want to be good at stuff again. How was I so fucking good? Honestly. Bit of backstory. I was obsessed with that French movie Amélie as a teenager. Just wanted to be Amélie, didn't I? It was like the OG indie film. It was fucking epic. The soundtrack was written by Jan Tiersen, who I loved so dearly as a teenager that I took all of those songs from the movie and I learnt them on the piano. For some reason, I didn't say that. I just said something that didn't make any sense and then moved on, as you were. So consequently, as an adult, I can actually play a bunch of silly French music. Playing music is an incredible way to express yourself, and I really miss it. So I'm gonna relearn these songs, and I'm gonna do something with them. I don't know what other than film this video and put it on YouTube. I don't really know what else I'm gonna do. It's also worth mentioning that one of the saddest parts of this story, the high school I went to was quite a musical creative school, for a public school, which actually looking back on was amazing. Like, I had such a bad time in high school. And looking back, I'm like, oh, I had so many amazing resources at the tips of my fingers. C'est la vie, hindsight is 20/20, yada, yada, yada. At my school, there was a dance hall with a storage room that had a baby grand piano in it, and I used to go in there at lunchtime because I had no friends and play to my heart's content. And there was a substitute teacher who, I'm really sorry dude, but I cannot remember your fucking name. Couldn't remember your name to save myself. But he used to sit in the adjacent room and listen to me practice. It was very innocent. He wasn't creepy, nothing like that. He just liked to listen to the piano, and he didn't bother me, and I didn't really care that he was there because I never cared about people listening as a teenager. I used to perform and whatever else, like I was a different person. One day he came in to the storage space as I was finishing up my practice session and getting ready to leave, and he just said, "I'm so sorry to bother you, but I just really want you to promise me that you'll never stop playing the piano." He said this so sincerely, straight into my face, and I was like, yeah, no shit. I was like 16 or 17 years old. I was like, why would I ever stop playing the piano? I literally love the piano. Why would I ever stop playing? And I was a fucking moron. Because, like, what, 1 year later, I became an adult and I moved away and I wasn't in high school anymore and I didn't have a baby grand piano and I didn't have space really even for a keyboard in my apartment, and I stopped playing the piano, like, immediately. Didn't play for like 10 years. The muscle memory is incredible. So I can actually play some things today, but for the most part, I've done collectively about 10 hours of practice in the past 10 years. So sad. It's so sad. First of all, I'm really sorry to that guy because I promised him. So it's all full circle, okay? We're coming back around. I'm a little bit rusty, to say the least, and obviously I never wrote down any of the songs. I just recorded them. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of by ear sort of work. Anyway, it's enough fucking talking from me. I think we should just start playing. The most at 17. What? Let me find another one. This one does have a title. It's called Chagrin, which I fully didn't know the meaning of the word at the time. I just liked that word. There's one of me playing literal Mozart. This one. It's Fantasia in D minor, I think it is. Bless you. It's weird looking at myself without tattoos. Weird. I was not good enough to play Mozart particularly well, but it's still impressive. That's the one I want to learn first because it's like a full song and it's so beautiful. It's a lot of me just fiddling about on the piano, but that's how I used to write songs. It's just like I sit there and until something kind of fabulous. Sorry. Changes things. I do have to say that a lot of these songs, because they were so heavily influenced by Jan Tiersen and that Amelie film, that they do sound like Jan Tiersen songs, because I just took like 100% of my inspiration from that music. But like most of what is on here is me writing my own compositions, technically original pieces. So let's have a crack. That's so nice. Oh my god, I fucking learnt it. That was a lot quicker than I thought. Though I was not by any means a child prodigy, I had learnt a skill and I was good at it, and it brought me a lot of joy. And looking back actually got me through a lot of difficult days. And I just find myself really longing for the time where coping was done through creative means, like playing an instrument or writing poetry or drawing silly little cartoons like I used to do. Things that we use these days. Oh, hello. Oh, ow. Honey doesn't like it when I'm working. She gets very upset. Mummy's trying to pay the bills, baby. What was I saying? As opposed to the digital coping that we do today, which is scrolling or binge watching. Mostly I just want to say that regression is something I think we all go through, and it feels pretty rubbish in here, but I think that if there's some area of your life that you've regressed in and you don't feel good about it, I really encourage you to engage in that thing in some small way, however possible, today, because it's just nice. Like, it's okay to regress. It's okay to be used to be good at something. If nothing else, this exercise has really given me a lot of perspective. You know, that everything changes depending on where you're sitting. You know, at the time, I didn't think I was any good at piano. But with many years distance from it, I can listen to these songs objectively and think, oh my God, how beautiful and wonderful. What you make today or what you have made in the past is very special, I dare say, to somebody else in the room.